The science we do today results from some person's invention and their ability to unravel mysteries which became a foundation for what is invented in this 21st century. Do you know that mathematics has helped scientists uncover what seems to be unattainable? Today's story is about Isaac Newton, born on Christmas Day, 25th of December 1642, to Hannah Askew, his mother, and Isaac Newton Sr., his father. From about 12 until he was 17, Newton was educated at the King's School, Grantham, which taught Latin and Greek, and probably imparted a significant foundation of mathematics. Then in June 1661, he was admitted to Trinity College, Cambridge, on the recommendation of his uncle, Reverend William Askew, who had studied there. Newton was a Fellow of Trinity College and the second Lucasian Professor of Mathematics at the University of Cambridge. Isaac Newton never knew his father, because he died 3 months after he was born, and he had hatred towards his stepfather. At some point, his unorthodox Christianity views stood in his way to become a priest, and all efforts to avoid it proved abortive. Individuals who have a mind of their own different from society are often criticized because they choose to be unique. However, it always turns out good in the long run. For more inspirational stories, click on the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to get updates whenever we drop a new video. He began to gain prominence when his work, The Analysi per Equations Numero Terminorum Infinitus, was identified by Barrow in a letter sent to Collins that August as the work of an extraordinary genius and proficiency in these things. In 1966, Newton observed that the spectrum of colors exiting a prism in the position of minimum deviation is oblong, even when the light ray entering the prism is circular, which is to say, the prism refracts different colors by different angles. It led him to conclude that color is a property intrinsic to light, a point which had until then been a matter of debate. This research motivated him to publish his book titled Optics, in which he expounded his corpuscular theory of light. His Eureka Moment finally arrived when he worked out proof that the elliptical form of planetary orbits would result from a centripetal force inversely proportional to the square of the radius vector. The discovery led to a tract of 9 pages that contained the nucleus that Newton developed and expanded to form the Principia, published on the 5th of July, 1687. In this work, Newton stated the 3 universal laws of motion. Together, these laws describe the relationship between any object, the forces acting upon it, and the resulting motion, laying the foundation for classical mechanics. In addition, they contributed to many advances during the Industrial Revolution. Newton built the first practical reflecting telescope and developed a sophisticated theory of color, based on the observation that a prism separates white light into the colors of the visible spectrum. His work on light was collected in his highly influential book Optics, published in 1704. He also formulated an empirical law of cooling, made the first theoretical calculation of the speed of sound, and introduced the notion of a Newtonian fluid. In addition to his work on calculus as a mathematician, Newton contributed to the study of power series, generalized the binomial theorem to non-integer exponents, developed a method for approximating the roots of a function, and classified most of the cubic plane curves. Isaac Newton was described in his time as a natural philosopher who was widely recognized as one of the greatest mathematicians and most influential scientists of all time.
Do you know that Lamborghini was a tractor manufacturing company? Nike didn't start with its own shoe? And Lego made wooden toys? To know their stories, click on the playlist, and for the latest videos, do subscribe, and like and share.